So I'm building a brand new e-commerce brand. That's what I want to talk about in this video. If you don't know who I am, my name's Hayden. I'm the founder of Amazon PPC agency ClickFox. We also do full service management and PPC management. I also recently sold a brand for a good six-figure sum. That was primarily a bundles brand. And now I'm building a new brand, a new private label brand. It's a healthcare brand, it's a skincare brand, and I'm really excited to share this journey with you. In this video, I'm just going to break down the sort of initial idea and why I want to go down this route. I want to talk about what inspired me to start this, and I want to talk about the steps that I've taken so far and where we are in the journey. So let's dive into it. So I wanted to use this channel not only to create some content around sort of click-through rates, how to increase it, how to increase your PPC, how to make more money on Amazon, all that stuff from my experience of selling for, 7 years, something like that, since 2019, recently, obviously, selling my business. When I start this new brand, I wanted to document it from the start because there's a lot of smoke and mirrors around this sort of Amazon space. Now, this brand won't just be on Amazon, and we'll get into that soon, but there's a lot of smoke and mirrors around, especially the Amazon space, but the e-commerce space in general. And I think it's very easy to look at someone that is successful, not me, others that, are successful that have sold brands for many millions or built amazing e-commerce brands. But you also think, how do you actually do it? What's the actual steps to go down there? That's what I want to dive into, documenting it from the start. I'm going to document it on this channel alongside the content I put out. I'll come up with a name for it, like Project Hayden or Project Private Label, something like that, so that you can follow this moving forwards. It's going to be a long journey. The idea came because, as we all know, I just sold a brand that was primarily based around bundles, and it was making extremely good profit. We made over 150,000 net profit last year on that brand, so amazingly well. But it was time for me to exit, and that was because I wanted to focus on a private label brand. There's kind of a few ways that you can sell on Amazon. You've got wholesale, you've got brand direct, you've got bundles, you've got obviously private label. I've never done private label properly. I've never poured my heart into creating an exceptional product and then really going for exit. And that's what I absolutely wanted to do here. Let me just have a swig of water. That's what I wanted to do here. I've always wanted to create a phenomenal brand, a phenomenal private label product, sell it on multiple channels, but obviously Amazon probably is the main one because I'm coming up to probably being some sort of quote unquote expert in this space with my PPC knowledge and the experience I've got from multiple years of selling and all the resources I've got in the space. I've always wanted to do it. And I'll be honest, the thing that's held me back the most is the confidence to go and do it and believe that I can do it. Because if you don't know this, this is the truth. Bundles are very different to private label. When it comes to bundles, you can invest 200, 300 quid, maybe even less, testing the bundle. You can create the listing, you can blah, 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 get it all together, put some ads on it, low level ads, maybe £10 a day to start with, and then you could potentially get a really successful bundle. With private label, it's not the same, especially in a competitive niche like the one we're going to go into, which I'm going to document, and I'm going to show you the brand as we build it, right? So make sure you subscribe to get that stuff, guys. It's different. And it's expensive to rank. There's a lot of competition. Some of these listings have got 10, 15, 20,000 reviews. You don't really get that in bundles generally. Obviously for some, but you don't really get that generally, right, when it comes to bundles. So the PPC side is going to be very different. I've never had the confidence in the past. Now I do because I own my own Amazon PPC agency where we manage many clients. So I think I can do it. I know I can do it. I've always been worried about how much is it going to cost and what's the potential of it. How can we actually, is it actually possible to get a product that sells thousands of units a month and then just have 12 SKUs and then get that in shops, get that on Spotify, get that on TikTok shop, all over the place, get it into shops and then sell it. But that is possible. Like the confidence I've now got from selling a company, selling a brand that started on Amazon, that was Amazon predominant, although this isn't just going to be that, is phenomenal. Some of you at home might be thinking you want to do the same, but it might not be the right time for you, or it might be. I'm not the one to tell you that. But I'm all about proving stuff to myself. I think the best way to build confidence that you can do stuff is by doing it. Gradually doing bit by bit until you sort of piece this puzzle together and you go, oh, I actually can do this, That's kind of where I'm at now. And that's kind of why I've decided to just go after this private label brand. Would it be much easier for me to start another bundles company right now, bundles brand, and absolutely smash that and make loads of money and do it way better than before? Absolutely. I'll be frank with you. I could become a millionaire just from doing bundles. I've said that before. Absolutely could, right? Some of you, that might be the right thing for you to do, right? I don't do any training on that. Natalie trained me on everything. If you want her, check my links below. She's the one that I would recommend for bundles training. I'll put her in my link tree below in the comments or the description if you want to train from her. I don't do any sort of training on that. I never wanted to explode that, but it would be the easiest things for me to do because there's so much money to be made on there. I wanted to go down the harder route, and it sounds crazy, but I wanted to go down the harder route because I wanted to get myself into a position where a brand is worth many millions. As I say, I've just exited for a good fee, but I want to exit for a multi-7-figure sum next. That's just my goal, right? It may just be 7 figures. It may be multiple 7 figures. The goal is multiple 7 figures. So it's going to be an extremely hard uphill battle. I'm aware of that. It's going to take 3 to 5 years to build this brand out into a stage where it's ready for exit. But that's the path that I'm going down. Obviously, I've got my agency as well, which I'm running, which I absolutely love. I'm going to be documenting the journey on here. I'm going to be putting out content as I learn it, you know, in terms of the brand and everything that I'm learning from building that brand, along with just the content I'm going to put out anyway from my current knowledge. So that's kind of where we are. The brand is a skincare brand, and we're going into sub-niches. We're going into hyper-niches. I'm not just going to start selling face creams. I'm not just going to start selling whatever creams that are really general. What I've done is I've found many gaps in the market right now where I think it's not serviced well enough in the niche skin. My throat today, in the niche skincare space. I've been fortunate enough to find a manufacturer that is phenomenal, like a really, really good manufacturer, a manufacturer that most people can't get. Right? Because usually their minimum orders are very high and they just haven't got the contacts. It's not the sort of thing you can just type in Google and get, right? So I've been fortunate enough through my contacts to find a phenomenal manufacturer. I'm also working on with a new contact on this. I'm not going to call them business partnership because they won't have equity, but I've got a new business consultant who has scaled and sold brands in the past who's also helping me. So I'm kind of putting everything in my favor this time. I'm willing to give away shares. In terms of the turnover percentage. I'm willing to give that away to some consultants. I'm getting amazing manufacturers. I'm using my resources, i.e. the funds that I've got and the knowledge, the skill set that I've built up for all these years. My Amazon experience, my Amazon PPC experience, my listing experience, my click-through rate experience, all that sort of stuff. I'm using that. And then on top of that, I'm sort of clearing up all the mistakes that I made from my previous brand. So, by the way, these aren't mistakes for everyone, but they were, for me, something I struggled with, and that was like expiry dates. So we're going to have stuff that's got extremely long expiry dates, or if any, not. Single products. So we're not going to be doing bundles in this. I mean, we may do like, a multi-pack, just a couple, but we're not doing 8 or 9 moving parts. That's just the way I want to try this to scale it as easy as possible. We're making sure the ROI and the margin is at a certain amount, and we're spending a lot of time on the branding and the sort of heart of the business, our customer avatar, all of that good stuff, We're spending a lot of time on that stuff to ensure that we give it the best possible launch. And hey, this may all fail. And that's why I think it's important for me to document this, to show you the reality of doing this, because this is the first time that I'm building a serious private label brand. I've built brands, I've built Amazon companies, I've built e-commerce companies, but I want to build a serious brand. I want to have it in multiple channels. I want to smash Amazon. I want to get it global, and I want to sell it. And I think that it's going to be great for me to document that. So make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe. If you've got any questions for me, you want to get in contact with me or my agency, or look at any of my resources and the people that I recommend and discount links and stuff like that, hit my link tree below. It's in the comments and the description. Follow along, and I'm excited to share this journey.